This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all,
just stop.
Get real.
Welcome to DBL. For more than a week now, we've talked a lot about politics. Well, not today. Ooh. Instead, millions of us look forward to
More politics?
Amazon Prime Day.
Oh.
And today is the second and last day to get Prime Day deals. It's also big business for Amazon, who pays big-name celebrities like Megan Thee Stallion to promote it. But there's also a darker side. The U.S. Senate is out with an investigation that found that Amazon Prime Day is, quote, a major cause of injuries for the warehouse workers who make it possible. It's also a big chance for scammers to take advantage of all the people buying things on Amazon. So here's the question. Do you go deal hunting on Amazon during this event? And do you think it's a good deal from consumers, or is it just a really good way to boost profits?
Can I tell you about them profits?
Please do.
Oh my gosh, this is almost like a number that I feel like should be illegal. I don't think it's fair, but okay, here we go. Amazon makes over 8 times as much on Prime Day than any other day. Global sales revenue for Prime Day was $12.9 billion in 2023. Okay, and now we have 2. You can kind of double that. Global revenue last year for Amazon, $574.8 billion. Now, the workers, here's the dark side of it though. The workers are much more likely, I believe it's 45% of them will get injured because they're trying so hard to keep up with the demand. And also, they are forced to work overtime. Now, they will get overtime hours, so they will make more money, but I mean, some people don't want to risk their health and mental well-being and away from their children just to fulfill all of our packages.
Erica, go please, Al.
I was just going to say, I want to be honest about this. I'm having this conversation on a protest. I'm a Temu guy, and I feel like I need to represent because no one's talking about it.
I feel you.
I don't think the workers at Temu are very happy either.
Okay. Well,
For your $2 suit.
There was a Senate investigation into Temu, too.
Of course it is, because they're being hated on, because they're coming. We're coming. I'm just saying. But, I don't think, sadly, Sam, and this is going to sound obtuse when I say it, but I don't think people care if workers get hurt. I think this is a lot of people's, mini Black Friday. And we're all old enough to remember the real Black Friday. I want to start a petition to have Black Friday renamed, because what we're having now is not Black Friday. This is a sale, and that's good. The other Black Friday, when you would put on hockey pads and go and it would be real bad, that was a different animal. And so, even then, people didn't care about their own physical safety to get a TV at 70% off.
Yeah.
So you can't really expect them to care, sadly, about the workers when there are such good deals. And the economy isn't great.
I completely agree. Anytime we have the conversation about our carbon footprints or how much, waste we have that are coming through, I'm always like, hey, so you get deliveries from Amazon. Do you even take the time to consolidate, or is it really important that the socks get there before the toilet paper to you? Two totally different deliveries, because people, quite frankly, only care about what affects them,
right.
And what affects them are prices being dropped. But are you really saving money?
Can you explain to us?
So here, I think that people can be very savvy about deals like this. If you have essentials, whether it be home goods, like toilet paper, things like that, you're buying those things all the time, even vitamins, then yes, you have to have these. It's something that you might have on repeat or whatever. You're saving 33%, then yeah, get a few extra, however many make sense for you to be able to afford. But when you decide that you're going to buy a new desk just because it looks good and it's $100 off of $500, would you have purchased that desk? Is that an essential item? So I think the difference between essential items and things that just look like they're a really great deal are two different things, whether we're talking about Amazon Prime Day or the day after Christmas.
That's fair.
I call this the Costco theory, just to put it in layman's terms for me. I love Costco. But if I were to have a game plan of just getting necessities, I would kill it at Costco. I have like a gigantic thing of spinach in my fridge right now, rotting away. So for me, I think I need to take a page from Miss Erica Cobb's book, because sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a good deal, and I take it, and then I end up just wasting money. So thank you for that.
Yeah, hundreds of spaghetti sauce jars is what I have. Do you guys stealth shop on Amazon? And I just really want to get a yes or no from you guys. Anyone stealth shop?
I don't think anyone
Don't tell
can.
your...
Oh, no.
Yeah, if you have Alexa, I'll save y'all the hassle. She gonna tell on you anyway. You know that little ding, and it's like notification. Your hair dryer just
coming.
arrived or is coming. So just so y'all know, you can't stealth drop or shop if she's in your house.
All right, good to know. All right, as you may have heard, Target also stopped accepting checks at the beginning of the week. And for a lot of us, we remember writing checks to pay our groceries or other things at retail stores. If you're younger, if you've never written a check, it's this little piece of paper that you have to handwrite with like details, like how much you're paying, to who. You have to write it out numerically. You got to spell it out too. So with this major retailer doing away with checks, does it mean they're becoming obsolete? Does anyone in the studio still write a check?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I only write electronic. I mean, does that count?
Yeah, I guess I do more electronic.
I don't write it like, to the order of with like a quill.
Yeah. Does anybody remember having like high anxiety about writing checks because you were
So
scared?
may not
to, like,
clear?
No.
Yeah, I remember those days. Many.
That too.
That's fair.
Too. But when I was taught to write a check, it was so important that you write it correctly because you can't like scribble anything out and then you waste a check. But I have a vendor or contractor that I work with, and I just begged him finally. I'm like, I have not been able to call you for 3 months because I haven't had time to go to a bank and get just a sheet of checks. So can you please start something else?
Yeah, seriously.
Like it's delaying the progress here. Like,
Can I fight for checks really quickly?
Okay, old man Ray.
I will. You know what?
He did say obtuse earlier. That was my Opa's favorite word. But go ahead.
And you're not obtuse, you're acute.
Thank you. And then you touched my face.
Sorry.
No, but honestly, I do think that you should write checks because for me, it makes it more real. If you have to write out a check for $1,500 and you have to write out that word, it makes you, honestly, it makes you think about the purchase a lot more than just Venmo, because when things are digital, I always say the same thing with college. College, people are in debt because they go there and they're doing handstands, drinking beer, because that money isn't real. If you had to take a briefcase with $110,000 in it and hand it to somebody, you would treat college a lot differently. If you felt those hundreds in your hand, you wouldn't take it as a joke. But because it's all on paper, it's like, hey, Texas A&M, let's do it up. And then everybody's like, I can't find a job. You would take college really seriously if you had to count that money out like I did for my LASIK.
It's a fair point.
That's a strategy in psychology from these companies,
You're absolutely
by the way.
right.
So you are right.
Our deepest apologies to Texas A&M.
Shout out.
We meant
The
no
12th
harm
man.
whatsoever.
Yeah, I love Texas A&M.
And they're very good academics. Coming up on DBL, did you know it's World Emoji Day? Ooh. We're talking all about the fascinating way different generations use emojis and our interview with comedian Eliza Schlesinger. She's telling us all about her new tour. Stay tuned. I'm an emoji. Okay, welcome back to DBL. If you didn't know, today is World Emoji Day. It is an unofficial holiday. Thank you for saying unofficial. We get the day off, everybody, to celebrate all things emoji. And check this out, this fall, we have 8 new emojis coming that are coming to your smartphone, including a baggy eye face.
Is that a radish or a turnip?
Can we wait? The baggy eye face looks a lot like me. A fingerprint, a harp, a shovel. I don't know about that. And that's the flag of Sark, which is actually a part of the islands in the English Channel.
Dude, that tree is amazing.
The tree is
I'm
neat.
going to be using that
The
bare
knotted.
tree with like the knot in the
When
middle.
would you use that tree?
Halloween.
All throughout the year. All throughout.
Give me one scenario.
I'll just put it there. It doesn't matter.
CNN is also out with a survey that shows how different generations use emojis. So older generations are more likely to use them literally to convey their emotional tone, while younger generations use them to represent feelings in an ironic way. But everyone seems to agree on this emoji, the face with tears of joy. It's popular across generations. I guess that's the one, yeah, the one we just saw. So how do you use emojis? How do people speak with emojis? Do you use emojis every text?
Almost.
You do?
Yeah, and this is coming from a guy that like railed against them. I was like, this is the end of society. You're sending
did?
pictures instead of words, and now most of my, it's just,
my gosh.
you know, I have a couple signature ones. Mine
We know some of
is just the black dude behind the computer screen. I love that because I send that to my kids like, why haven't you texted me back? What's up? Dad's waiting. Like you can use it for a
That's
lot of
cute.
different things. So that's mine. What about you, Kyle?
I use a lot of purple hearts.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
you do.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
Tell
you
people
do.
the importance of a purple heart.
Well, I think the purple is like my brand
Yep.
color. So when I respond to people on social media, I always use a purple heart. So then I just use it all the time.
See, I thought
'cause-
people used it to not use the red because red means love you in a romantic way. So
Yeah,
that's why
it's my version. It's the comeback love.
It's the comeback love. Sammy, what do you use most?
It's going to be the tree. I just looked for it. I don't have it yet.
It's going to be the gnarled tree.
I guess I have to reboot my phone.
Yeah.
First of all, that tells you she's not going to do that. Reboot it. What is it, a Mac from '86?
They come out in the fall when the gnarled tree.
Reboot my...
First of all,
Tori, what's yours?
I use this girl a lot.
Oh, that's
Oh,
perfect
that's a
for
good
you.
use
one.
that. That's
Yep.
on my brand.
Yeah.
But I find it
You
ironic.
don't use it that much. You don't use emojis as much as
No.
people would think you would.
Yeah, what I find it is interesting is that it's come all the way around circle to hieroglyphics. I mean, people use hieroglyphics, and we're sort of back to that era.
Almost like cave drawings of like
Yeah.
figuring out what
That's
you meant.
exactly
Right.
what
And
she said.
Yeah.
honestly, I think if you looked at Jeff and I's personal like thread, we probably use emojis more than you guys do.
Yeah, because you guys don't like.
I don't know
Y'all
what.
have a
what
separate
Yeah,
thread?
what's that about?
Yes. Do you want to get on a little sports
No.
chat?
Leave me
I don't
out.
think you do.
But like, what would it be like? They shoveled themselves into this
Yeah.
one.
What is the shovel?
I don't
What
know.
is that?
That seems dateline to
Digging.
me.
It does.
No, you're digging.
Oh, you're digging. That's a good one. Yes.
That is good. That's better than
I'll use that one.
The Dateline thought
Yep.
I had.
I
All
like
right.
that we both went to homicide, and Sam's like, no, we're just talking about some tea.
It's horrendous. Let us know your most used emoji. And the one I never use. I've never used the flan.
Yes.
Oh, I have not either.
Yeah. That's a good one, though. When would you use the flan? There's one that's a circle, too. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up on DBL, we're talking with a very funny Eliza Schlesinger, all about being a major force of the world in comedy. I love this woman.
allowed to have feelings in our society, which isn't fair. You're expected to move past it, work through it, get over it. Women don't get over anything.
Like ever. So welcome back. That was a clip of Eliza Schlesinger from one of her many specials. After becoming the first woman to win Last Comic Standing 15 years ago, she is now a force in the industry. Earlier, we caught up with her to talk all about it. Take a look.
Please give her a warm welcome. Eliza, welcome to DBL.
Hi, you guys. I am coming to you from a power outage, so I am on a generator trying to make this interview happen.
Oh my God.
She really hated our conversation. Yeah.
She just turned that power right down. Eliza, it's so good to see you. I opened for you at the Viper Room. I'm such a big fan of you.
You did?
Yes, I did. I held your dog Blanche. I have pictures.
Does she remember?
That sounds right.
Yeah,
That tracks.
sounds like
Does
right.
Eliza remember Tori Shulman?
Sure doesn't, but still okay.
I remember the name sounds familiar.
That's
Blanche
fine.
talked about you for years after. The dog was thrilled with your set.
Oh man, she said I slayed. Thank you. I love the term elder millennial. You used for one of your specials, but I wanted to ask you: is there anything actually you admire about Gen Z?
Nothing. No, I actually admire their ability to make me feel embarrassed and canceled while also challenging me to want to like have nicer skin. I think they're probably the generation with the best sense of humor. But they are fanged and they are dangerous. So they're like a beautiful spider.
So Eliza, we've been talking about Ellen on the show. We talked about her yesterday about making a comeback to stand up before claiming she'll be leaving forever. So in your mind, do you think she's really done with Hollywood after this special?
I'm just so nervous that like this screen grab is going to go around, like women commenting on other women's success.
Yep.
I think no comedian is ever able to set it down. I mean, look at David Letterman, look at anybody that had a show and then they went on to do something else. I mean, Larry King is like a weird dated example. So you can't take the performer out of the comic. You could take the talk show away, but no comic is ever done until we're dead. Or have like a weird surgery that makes us not be able to talk. So she's no more done than I am with anything.
You know, obviously you've been in comedy forever. Do you think you have to be likable to be funny?
I think likability, like sexuality, is a spectrum. And I think one person's, this is why we have horrible presidential candidates. Because one man's likability is someone else's waking nightmare.
Yep.
And so it's subjective, as is art. Do women have to work a little bit harder at being likable? We'll be right back. No, they do.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Exactly. So you did a movie called Good on Paper, which I watched. It was very good, more than on paper.
She's like, I did see it.
It is based on a true story about one of your ex-boyfriends who, quote, cuddle-fished you. So explain to our audience, what is cuddle-fishing and how did this happen to you?
So cuddle-fishing is a term I tried to coin in the movie, and then Netflix was like, we can't name it cuddle-fish. But cuddle-fishing is when a man poses as something better than he is to get women, and then ultimately is not that. Like in here, he's pretending he hurt himself.
How were you in this situation?
I'll be honest. I think I used to be embarrassed about it, and then I realized, like with things like Tinder Swindler and Dr. Death and all this stuff, like people get taken. When you're a girl and you like someone, women's problem is that we give people chances. And he was just not a beautiful, because he wasn't attractive, but a good liar. And rather than stay mad about it or get bitter, I just turned it into art. And by the time we shot this, I never really thought about him, but I was like, this story deserves to be told, even as a cautionary tale to other people. So watch out if they're kind of ugly, but really nice.
Speaking of stories, quickly, I want to get this in. You wrote a book called Girl Logic a while back. What is something that you do that makes sense? What is something you do that makes sense to you, but no one else?
Okay, and I think I'm pretty sure all women do this. I always justify, I'm like, well, you can just eat more because you're going to work out more later. And then I don't work out. And I'm like, well, I'll just work out more tomorrow. And then I don't work out. So I'm like, well, I'll just eat less. But then I eat more. So you're constantly promising yourself you're going to do better. And then you don't. And then you're like, you know what? I deserve a break.
Oh, Eliza, thank you so much for being here. DBL Nation, catch Eliza on the Get Ready tour starting this month. Tickets are available at eliza.com, and don't miss her 7th special premiering this fall on Amazon.
You're killing it, Eliza.
Congratulations. Thank
Thanks,
you for
you guys.
joining us.
Bravo,
We'll be right back.
bravo.
Bye, Denver. Bye, you guys. Thank you.
Welcome back. When you take a bath, do you put anything in the water before getting in? Oh. Yep. I do. Okay. It turns out some add-ins are great, but be careful because things could lead to irritation. A study shows that the best thing you can add to the water is Epsom salt. Get this, the worst thing you can use are bath bombs, guys. They have dyes, they have perfumes, they are harsh on the skin.
Even the organic ones, because I like a good bath bomb. Sometimes I do rose petals.
What?
I do. So does Kelly Schubert.
You put rose petals in your bath.
Sophie and I have a big bag of rose petals. She calls it her princess bath.
That's so lovely.
And then I don't do Epsom salt. I do sea salt. And let me tell you, that clears your energy, your vibration.
Your ions.
Yep.
Interesting. Some people turn into mermaids. That's the plot of Splash. Jacuzzi can help you take baths right away. Jacuzzi offers an unmatched stress-free remodeling process. Go ahead and call 1-800-996-0017 or visit jacuzzibathremodel.com. DBL Nation, we have a special show coming up, and we want to hear from you. So get this, it's called DBL House Call. It will be a whole show dedicated to the results, side effects, and miracles of people using weight loss drugs. Doctors will be joining the panel, not Al Jackson, and actual doctors, the entire hour to give their expertise. So if you have questions about weight loss drugs for a doctor, we want you to feel free to send us an email at info@dailyblastlive.com. Anything that you're uncomfortable, that you haven't asked, now is the time. We are giving you that option. We also love sharing your comments. Megan says about emojis, remember the days of using punctuation to draw out the pictures?
Yes.
Like the smiley face heart.
Some
with the
people had
dash.
a real, like, almost like genius knack for it.
Yeah.
It'd be like this long.
Yeah, with like hearts and roses.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, bye.